moments where we got to change somebody's opinion on firearms and understand now where the arguments are and why nothing ever gets done. And, you know, what, like I said, when people see that you're doing something, because everyone has this do something, but no one knows how to define it except for legislation.
Right.
Right. And they're not going to do the deep dives into stuff we do. So we got to tell them, and we got to tell them with love and kindness and deliver that message. And then when they're like, whoa, wait a second. And if you watch the video, or you watch the whole completed documentary, because it's a 2-part documentary, one of my favorite parts is the very end with Dustin Jones from Armscor. I really, really want that to get out there, because it shows what Armscor does, right? It shows a manufacturer, you know, putting the card in the box for the mental health flyer, talking about the link to the screenings that's going on the side of all their ammunition boxes, right? Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, this is stuff that's never been done before. And Connie and her team were blown away. They actually went down to Pahrump to film this because they wanted to see it. But these are the things we need to get out there, right? Because like Armscor, they're not going to go out there and blow it up themselves. Like, they just do the work.
Right.
Right. We need the media to pick up on these stories. And it's one of the few times where you see a really just genuinely good story about the firearms industry and everything that happened with Connie and taking her through that journey. And there's like this moment where she has this like breakthrough and she starts to cry. And Jake and I were sitting there, and I just like, I got to give her a hug. You know what I mean? Like, I got to give her a hug, because it's just like, I could see her letting go of that anger she had towards the firearm, you know. And like I said, who doesn't understand that she's angry because she lost her daughter?
Right.
You know, but the gun was not the problem.
Right.
You know, but how do you win that's what we got to.
How would you win that conversation with her if you would have said, well, it's not the gun's fault, you're stupid for thinking that? No, you have to work with people. They've been through a lot. And a lot of people that don't like guns need that baby step to get to the process, because they don't know, they're afraid, right? And too many times we just say, oh, you're stupid, you don't like guns, you know, you're just crazy, you don't know what you're doing. And that doesn't work. We have to be able to communicate and talk to them.
Yeah, we have to get out of our echo chambers. A lot of us stick in the echo chamber, right? Or we only communicate with the people that come to us and say, like, I'm willing to learn, right? Like the Connie Rays, right? She was open to it. And they're all anecdotal, but I have like a ton of these type of stories. You know, Connie isn't the first person that came through and changed their viewpoint on firearms after they saw the work that we do. It's important to, I mean, even if you fail, like, I'll give you a prime example of something that's coming up. After the San Jose shooting, there's a professor at San Jose State that contacted me. She's super anti-gun. She admitted it, but she's the head of like the veteran services of San Jose State. And she also has an organization called Students Demand Action. So she wants to fly me up in a couple of months to talk to both. And I told her, I said, this is going to be really funny, because one of your groups is going to love me and the other group doesn't know, and they're probably going to make a judgment. But I'm excited to actually get that opportunity, even if I fail with them, because, hey, you demand action? Like, let me show you. Right. I'll show you the action. I'll show, because I guarantee you those kids have never even thought about what we do. Right.
Exactly.
So you gotta be willing to have those conversations. And you know, I was with a bunch of influencers at Kevin Dixie's Train and Learn event. And, you know, I told them, if you think you're doing advocacy, but you're not. Some of you are just talking to the same people over and over again, right? Advocacy is like going out and talking to people that don't like us, right? And trying to bridge that gap and say, like, look, you want something done, let me show you what we're doing. There hasn't been one person yet that hasn't seen what Walk the Talk America does and seen companies like Armscor doing this stuff and hasn't said, that is really cool. This is, I didn't even know this existed. If I had $1 for every time someone said, I didn't even know you existed, I wouldn't even have I could retire.
Right. You wouldn't need to fundraise anymore. You would be all
right.